I gave ChatGPT's new agent mode one simple instruction: to build an entire end-to-end automation from scratch. I hit execute, watch it build, and well, the results were interesting. In this video, we're going to put ChatGPT's new agent mode to the test and see if it can actually craft an entire end-to-end automation on its own. The promise of this new feature is huge, but is the technology actually there yet? Can it deliver something robust and actually meaningful? I'm going to show you exactly what happened, give you my honest review, show you the good and the bad. So let's dive in and see what this thing can actually do. So we are right here in ChatGPT, and we're gonna go ahead and use the agent mode to build an end-to-end workflow. The first thing that you gotta know about this is that you need to pay for ChatGPT Premium or any paid subscription in order to be able to use this feature. And the second thing that you gotta know is that you have 40 executions every month, so it's not that you can use it that much. So let's go ahead and pick this and just tell it to build an end-to-end workflow. All right, so I just gave it the instruction. Let's see what he says. All right, so now it is asking for me to provide more details on the specific end-to-end workflow that I need. All right, so let's just start by asking him to build a very basic chatbot for my business or an AI agent. Okay, so now I am instructing it to build me an AI chatbot for my business. I'm also giving it the context of my business by just giving him the URL to my website. And also I am telling it to read the end-to-end documentation because I'm guessing that if this thing doesn't have any context on how to use end-to-end, it is not going to be able to do it. So it seems like right now it is actually, well, it already, I think it already went to my website, took the information from my website and my business. It seems it was able to do it, I think. Oh, well. It says the website remains blank. I think it wasn't able to do it, but it is now reading the end-to-end documentation and trying to understand how to do it. Okay, so now this is very interesting because it is searching the web for examples on how to do it. But so how to use OpenAI Node with an end-to-end ChatGPT example, and it is just kind of gathering information, trying to understand my request. It is very, very interesting how you can see what it is actually doing in the web and how it is thinking. So the step-by-step or thought process that is following. I'm wondering if this thing actually was actually able to gather the information from my business. Not sure if it did. But well, so far the only thing it has done is just search the web for information on how to do it, and that's it. Okay, so now what I'm thinking is that it is actually searching for more information that what it actually needs, is looking for all types of operations or capabilities inside NetN, and is not focusing on what my request was. Let's try to interrupt the agent and see if we can direct it towards the main goal. Told him to just go to an NN, build the workflow, and build my agent. I want to know what it does when it tries to log in. I'm guessing it is just gonna ask me to take over, input my credentials, and just hand the control over again to him. It is searching for my website now. Now it was able to do it. It seems now this was successful. It tried to open a N10, but it is inside GitHub. It seems it was able to correct itself, and now it is gonna go into the actual app and in an app. Right now, okay, finally it was able to navigate to an and I'm guessing now it is gonna ask me for me to sign in. Okay, exactly. So now I have to take over, right? This is a bit clunky, but it's very interesting to do. So let's go to sign in. Okay, now that I signed in NetN, let's just finish controlling and hand over the control to the AI to see what it does. Okay, now it is gonna proceed creating a new workflow. It went ahead, clicked on create workflow. He's right now in the canvas to the workflow. Let's see what he does. All right, he's gonna set up a webhook. Let's just tell him set a webhook as on chat received. I think that's the name of the webhook. Well, I don't know this, but I think that every time I interrupt the agent and give it an instruction or just correct it on something, I think this is just gonna add on to the usage of the agent, and I'm gonna go over the 30 executions that I have left fairly quickly. So that's a bad thing, I think. So when chat message received should be the trigger, then it's gonna go back, and let's see if he knows where to find the AI agent nodes next. AI agent, go ahead. Okay, it picked just an OpenAI node. Okay, so now he's inside the OpenAI node. Now it is trying to pick my credentials. Fortunately enough, I have already my OpenAI account connected. The thing that I'm noticing here is that even though it is nice for us to know what the AI is thinking, it does every step very slowly, right? So it thinks very slowly, it does things very slowly, but I guess this is just normal for a very first version of what an agent model would do. Okay, this is interesting because now I think it is trying to map what he's going to receive from the trigger to the OpenAI node. I was actually kind of hoping that he would use the AI agent node instead of this node just to include memory, etc. But I guess this would work. All right, now this is struggling to go inside the OpenAI node. What I'm also noticing here is that it behaves kind of like a baby human, kind of like a 5-year-old or something like that. It is not very intelligent, and it finds problems in very small steps that for a human, a natural human, would just be very logic what the next step is. For this LLM or for this agent, whatever it is, he encounters roadblocks on every small detail. So for example, just going into a node, he was actually trying to figure out how to do it by himself. For us humans, it's just natural. I think it is gonna confirm back something with me. Let's see. Now he's trying to add a tool to the agent or the chat. I don't think he knows how to do it. Let's see what it says. So okay, so now I just said test it for me, please. It is trying to test it. Let's see if it works. Right, so it encountered an error on the OpenAI model. Let's see how he handles that. Okay, it is now all over the place. Basically, it doesn't know what to do. I am trying very hard not to take over. I wanted to find a solution or see if it can find a solution, but it seems it is struggling a lot. All right, so let's just take over and see what he's doing. All right, so after correcting his mapping of the previous node, then this OpenAI node is outputting this to the conversation of the chat, right? So the whole JSON object, not only the response to the message. So let's tell that to the agent and see if it is able to correct that. Okay, so now I'm telling it that the OpenAI node is outputting the whole JSON object and that I needed to only output the response to my message. I'm also hinting him to use the AI agent node instead of the OpenAI one. Okay, it is now very confused on what it has to do. Let's just take over. Okay, so it was able to find the AI agent node and input it here, and also the OpenAI chat model to connect it to the agent, but it wasn't able to figure out how to connect all of this or make sense of the whole workflow. Okay, so far this experiment has failed miserably. The ChatGPT agent hasn't been able to do things by itself, so I've had to take over multiple times and take control. So if you are expecting this agent to do things on your behalf, so build innate agents, for example, or complex workflows, just from natural language that we input to this agent, it is not going to be able to do it. And you're going to have to give it a lot of context and a lot of time to actually do something that is going to, in the end, be mediocre. Actually, this agent is now only missing my system information. So yeah, ideally to finish this, we would just go to system message, add the prompt that adds context to the agent on what my business does. But yeah, I was gonna tell this agent to finish this, but it's gonna take too long and I'm not willing to wait. Okay, so this was the failed experiment trying to use ChatGPT's new agent feature. It is not quite what I expected, and it is not quite capable of doing complex tasks. The main thing that I noticed is that even though it is nice that it shows its thought process, it is still very slow and it is not very intelligent. So I think I already mentioned this, but to me it acts like a 5-year-old human. It is very slow, very unintelligent, and it needs us to be constantly on the loop trying to reinforce our instructions and basically just consuming credits of our agents. I do actually think that this is going to be the way we do things in the future, like kind of buying plane tickets or something like that. But today, right now, the state of the art is not good, I would say. It is not very impressive, and the technology is not quite there yet. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you tested it? Has it worked for you? Because for me, it was just a failed experiment. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.